Just Sew Trish put out her video, the 10 reasons why I homeschool, and her 5 tips for you. I thought it was really cool. I was making notes on other things and decided I want to join in on this video. There's scribbles everywhere. Waste not, want not. Oh my goodness. The issue I'm going to have is, where do I start? Okay, we'll start here. Okay, so my number 1 reason why I homeschool, it's a Christian environment. I can give my kids the Christian education that I want them to do. I don't have to get them for an hour in the morning and say, let's do our family devotion, send you out into a world where you're not allowed to bring that into your environment, and then come home, work on homework, and then try again to create a Christian environment. That just seems a lot of pressure on a kid, especially in the Christian education, and I know, or for a Christian life and education, and I know there are several Christians that have done it. I have nieces and nephews that have done it, but my reason for homeschooling is to create a Christian environment. Another reason was I didn't want to miss the joy of them learning. I didn't want to miss seeing my son figure out his first word. I did not want to miss my daughter doing science and realizing all the joy that comes with seeing how life works. I did not want to miss, or I wanted to cultivate that joy and be there and see it all and participate in it and create those lasting memories and relationships. And then I wanted to keep, now my reason number 3, I wanted to keep that joy alive. It seems like middle school, sometimes even before middle school, that environment, that joy of learning starts to fizzle out. And I don't want it to be that. I want to keep it going even until high school, even for after high school, into being excited to go to college, not there's another checklist thing off. I finished grade school, now I gotta go do college, you know. But oh my goodness, I want to pursue this, and I want to keep that that going. I wanted to keep that joy going. Okay, number 4, I did not want my son to be bullied. Okay, there, I said it. My son would be considered a wimp. I don't consider him a wimp. I consider him a gentle soul, and he would be bullied. He does not like being called upon at all. He goes into his further and further into his shell, and children of that similar nature in our schools are being bullied. And there's not a whole lot that the teachers can do about it. People are trying. A lot of hands are tied because of how the system works. I did not want my son to be bullied. Along with that, number 5, I did not want my girl to do whatever she needed to do in order to survive. She is a survivor, and she's a go-getter. She's pretty awesome. That's a strength of hers. It can also be a weakness. If it means being nasty in order to being with a good crowd and not being cast aside, she will do that. And I don't want her to. I want to be there to be able to guide her in the way that she should go. If she did stood up for herself, I could see it being squashed more and more and more until she's molded into a girl I wouldn't recognize. I can see it happening. So, another reason why I wanted to homeschool. I did a whole lot of babysitting when my children were younger, and I babysat kids after school while the parents were finishing getting off work. And I saw the amount of homework that kids in 2nd grade, 1st and 2nd grade and 3rd grade were having to do, and they're coming home at 3 o'clock, and they were at school at 8 o'clock, and now we're pushing another 1 or 2 hours of homework. And I was like, where do you get a break? But because you needed to do it now before they got too tired, if you got them home and got them to play, then it was really hard to get him back into sitting down and doing the homework, so it would need to be done. And I was just like, this is too much for a child. This is way too much for a child. So I'm not going to let, I don't have to let my kids do all that homework. Number 7 is a selfish reason. Scheduling time is easier. And what that means is I have 5 kids, okay? I have one that would be going into middle school, one that would still be in elementary, one that would be starting kindergarten, first grade, whatever it would be, and another one in pre-K. That is a lot of places to be for our family. Making sure that they get there in time, making sure that they're picked up on time, making sure that their lunches are made on time, making sure that they're at their activities in time, because if you're in there, and making sure that the social time is going. I would like to still have a brain by the end of the day. I know there's some doubt that I still have it, homeschooling, all of them all day, but I can tell you right now it's a lot less chaotic than it would be in that scenario. No thank you. So that's another reason why I homeschool. Number 8, meaningful relationships. My kids are around each other all day. They're around their brothers all day, they're around their sisters all day. They fight, they bicker, yeah, but they have to learn to work at it again. They can't just wait for a day when they're apart. And some days if they need to be apart, they can go play with a friend and have that time, but it's not a consistent thing. They are consistently having to figure out how to work together and create a lifetime relationship together. I think that's important. Number 9, schools have kind of a checklist for how many days you can be in and out of school. I can't tell you how many times I've heard on Facebook, because we know how reliable that is. I can't tell you how many times I've heard from parents the strictness of schools in taking time off. Not to go to La La Land or whatever it is. Well, but somebody needed to have a heart surgery, and she was trying to get permission for her kid to be out because she had to go down a couple of hours. They gave her 1 day for her kid to be out of school. That's not a lot for heart surgery. Another kid had a bad year where he was sick, and the mother did not want to take him to school and expose the germs at a school, and the schools kept hounding her. You need to bring your kid into school. You need to bring your kid into school. And she's like, he is sick. What do you want? Do you really want him there with a fever? And, well, he's missed X number of days, 5 days of school year. You need to be better about this. And she's like, he is sick. Is he up to date on shots? Yes, he's up to date on his shots. It doesn't take away the cold and the flu that come regardless. So there's no flexibility. I'm hearing it constantly with that. 5. Yay! That's too stressful for me. That is way too stressful. Especially when you have more kids. You're more likely to get sick. What you doing? Right. By the way, schools lose money if your kid isn't in there. So, of course they want the kid in. But, anyway. Okay, and then lastly, my number 10 reason would just be, I don't homeschool because I'm afraid of gun shooters. You can get that in a grocery store. I just think so many children go under the radar, and so many children are hurting, and I don't want to be that kid. I don't want to miss that in my kid. And there are so many reasons why to homeschool. Honestly, somebody will say something and I'll be like, and that's why I homeschool, but there's so many things. There's so many things. But let me give you my 5 tips. I might just make it 3 because there are so many good ones out there. But the number 1 is, be true to yourself. I know it's cliche, but it's very important. Especially when there's so much being bombarded on you on what a good parent, a good educator looks like. So just be true to yourself. You can figure out what that is. Okay, I'm not going to tell you what that is. You figure it out. Number 2, get with other homeschool mamas. Not to compare, not to swap sob stories, but go ahead and do that. Not just to drink wine, but definitely go and do that. But just to be encouraged. I mean, it's a hard world out there. And it's harder when you're the only one in it. If you're the only one homeschooling in your group of friends, maybe the only one in your town, then go online. There's social media has made that happen for us. And then my third tip would be watch the other videos. I need to go. My third tip is go watch all the other videos with all the other tips in it, because they're going to help you out right there. And I'm going to have to go. I will see you next video. Bye. Okay, so it's another day and I don't have the pressure to answer these as quickly as possible like I did yesterday. And I did want to add my fourth and fifth tip for you. So ignore what I said before if I haven't cut it out. So my fourth tip will be just to, if you need a break from homeschooling, if everybody is just feeling blah, then that is the freedom of homeschooling. Take a break. Get everybody, load up in the car if you can. Go to the park. Go to the library. Just have a day off. You can do that. And don't be afraid to take it. And you know what? Sometimes those days you come back the next day and they are going to retain more than if you had just stayed there and tried to drill it into them. Sometimes y'all just need a break. And then my fifth tip is going to be remembering that you are raising children for life. And they're not going to be with you for life, but they need to, you get them for 18 years and then they have their adult life to live out the rest. And you're educating them for that. They go to college, great. They're going to college for a specific trade. They've been given the foundations in grade school, but life isn't all just work. So you're training them for other things as well. You're training them to pay attention in class, to do well in class. You're training them